Awesome. All right. Tonight, it's going to be another 30-minute Zoom. We got 10-minute topics. So we got 10 minutes of product knowledge, 10 minutes of business strategy, because this is a business. We here to make some money, honey. And then most of all, 10 minutes of inspo. We have an amazing Emerald ambassador that's been on our team for a little bit, and she has a great, great story. And she's actually going to kick us off tonight because y'all have to hear it. Y'all have to hear it. The milestones and the growth and the loss and the grief, but also the wins and the encouragement and the light that shines from this person. She's very special to me. And I will never, ever forget in 2020, when the whole entire world shut down, she messaged me and she said, "I'm going to make you my best friend." I said, "Who are you?" And she was like, "I'm on your team. You don't know me, but you will." And she was like, "I'm going to be an emerald. I'm going to be a jewel." And she was, "But I can't do that until you turn your light back on." She was talking to me. And hopefully she talks about that. If not, I might have to tell y'all that story. But allow me to introduce to you guys Jessica Ruckle. Jessica, please take it away. We can't wait to hear your story.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction. That was so sweet. Hi, I'm Jessica Ruckle, Emerald with Plexus. I gotta say it, because if you don't say what your rank is, do you really believe that you're that rank, right? So I joined in 2016 and I needed my light turned on, and occasionally we do need our light turned on. So I love that Emily always shares that, because without our team, without all of you reminding us as leaders, it's hard, right? So in 2016, when I joined, I was an alcoholic. I was a cigarette smoker. I was a party girl. I loved going out. And I really neglected being a mom. And when I was reached out to about Plexus, it was because I was really struggling. And it was a hard conversation for this person to have with me, to tell me that I wasn't up to par with what I wanted for myself. And I was nasty. I was mean. I was a mean girl, and I didn't like anybody. I didn't want any friends. I didn't want anybody on my team. I didn't want to do this as a business. I did not like people at all. They annoyed the crap out of me. I just had a huge chip on my shoulder, which is so funny because I love humans now. And so that was in 2016. And before I started sharing, because I was like, I'm not sharing, absolutely not. I lost 50 pounds. And when I lost that weight, people were like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I just, quit drinking." I was really like nonchalant about my Plexus, and I sat at silver because I was so nonchalant. You guys, if you're nonchalant about your business, then it is a nonchalant business. It is a thing in the corner that you just say you do on the side. If you're not passionate about it, people are not going to find passion from you. And so it took me 2 years to realize that. And if you take it right now and you receive that information and you make it your priority, I promise you that's going to be a huge difference in your business. And so after I started realizing what sharing was, I had the compensation plan explained to me. Tara Ruckle, my sister-in-law, she joined my team, and we really just decided to link arms. And she went silver, senior. I don't even know if senior silver was a thing, but she went to gold very quickly and was a gold by her first convention. And I was just like, who is this rock star? And we really just decided we're going to do this together. And if you have someone in your life that you can just make your best friend and check in with every single day, and yes, we're privileged to be sisters, but it doesn't have to be that way. It can just be someone that you want to make $1 million with, right? So when Tara and I decided to run together, we did pretty well. We got to senior gold and gold, and then we kind of sat. And 2020 hit, and that was like the biggest blessing in disguise I had ever heard of. It was like the whole world shut down, and Tara and I were like, what do we do? Like, how do we even deal with this? I'm like messaging Emily, like, is my status at risk? Like, is Plexus just gonna shut down? Like, we just had no idea. And Tara's like, let's just be a light. Let's just be a light for everyone else. And I was like, all right, let's do it. And we decided to post positivity and hard-hitting truths about positivity. We decided to create our own retreat because we were kind of over the BS of not seeing people in person. We live in Washington State. It is the rainiest state in the US. We have the #1 capital for suicide. We need connection here. It is literally a depressing state. And so for us, we have to be the leader in that. If we're following everyone else, we're like, oh yeah, it is depressing. Okay, then we're just following everyone else. But if you want to lead something, you have to decide how I'm going to change what I see around me. And for us, that meant being positive. Everyone around us is complaining. They're being Debbie Downers, and so we decided to do the opposite. And yeah, that's really freaking hard when you want to be like everyone else, right? It's easier to be negative. But I'm telling you all this because being the light is what got me to Emerald. Running with Tara, running with my other level 2s and 3s, not just focusing on my level 1s. I'm like, oh, if you're running, you're my new best friend now. You're my focus. I'm going to love you. I'm going to nurture you. I'm going to do this with you, not above you. And so when I went Emerald in 2020, I'm going to be honest on this call because I think it's really important. I have not hit that rank since. I have not had 1,500 points since July 31st of 2020, but I'm still an Emerald. This company allows us to stay the rank that we earned. We get to decide what our paycheck looks like, though. So my paycheck has not been the Emerald paycheck that I so have hoped for, but I haven't given up because I saw it once. And if I saw it once, I can do it twice and I can do it 5 more times. And that is what drives me to stay here, is that I want diamond. I have always wanted diamond, and it shouldn't really matter how long it takes me to get there. I think it was my first convention that someone said, if you were to join a company today, what's your expectation of how long it will take you to get to the top? And that really just sunk in for me. Like, it doesn't matter how long it takes me to get to the top of Plexus. Of course, I have my own impatience. Of course, I have goals. But in reality, when I'm 32 years old right now, when I'm 40, I know I'm going to be a diamond. You just know it, right? Like your age, the people around you, the market you have, the people you're talking to, you're invested now. And so thinking about yourself 5 years from now, you just know, you have to know you're going to be big. You have to know it's coming. You don't know where it's coming from. And that, my dears, is manifestation. It's knowing it's coming. It's saying I'm already that, but I'm just going to keep doing the work to get there. Okay. It's confusing, but it's manifestation. It's knowing what you already have before you have it. And so, yeah, I may not have hit Emerald again since that point. Maybe that knocked me down a tier or 2 on your inspiring people of the month. I don't know. But for me, I have to tell you guys, I have to get it out in the light so that it's open. And so that when you don't hit your rank, you're not like, I'm quitting Plexus. I'm walking away. This isn't for me. Because I guarantee most of you on this call are not hitting your rank. Does it discourage you? Of course. But what are you going to do to change it? You're going to be asked by your diamond to get on a call, and you're going to come talk to people about what fires you up, and that's going to do it again. These are the things that make my fire burn, is like talking to people, getting people excited, because I've been here for 6 years, you guys. It could be really non-exciting, but I have to choose what's exciting for me, what's exciting for my team, how I'm going to lead. If I see my team saw their paycheck today and they were like, I did the opposite. I got so excited about my paycheck, and I asked them, what are you doing with your paycheck? Whatever. I'm going on a tangent, but be the opposite. Oh, sorry, I got a phone call. Be the opposite of the negativity that surrounds you, and that will help you grow. I hope this helped you guys. I come from mental health struggles, bipolar, depression, anxiety, all the things that I could say are my excuse to not do this, but I do the opposite. So thanks for letting me share.
Thank you, Jessica. I just adore her. She will make you smile no matter what. She didn't share, so I'm going to share Jessica. Because I love this story, because Jessica turned it around for me, for someone that was a diamond in Plexus that lost my rank. And what I mean by that, for new people that are on, they're like, what do you mean you lost your rank? So the number one way we're paid in Plexus is by points. You earn points every time someone reorders at least $100 worth of products. So every time they reorder, you get points, you keep points, and then you continue to grow. And that's honestly from happy customers that eventually start sharing about it, right? And about 3.5 years into my diamond business, there was 2 other companies that kind of stole the show, and we lost almost half of our entire team. We had a team of 10,000. It slowly became a team of 3,000. And that was a $13,000 pay cut. That was a lot of arguing with my spouse. That was a lot of soul searching, a lot of crying and asking God, what are you doing? I thought this was my purpose. What am I doing here? I'm not a diamond. I'm a fraud. Like, just a lot of anger. And that was in 2018. So I didn't even know COVID was about to happen 2 years later. I didn't even know that was on the radar. And so I had just had my third baby. I just found out I had to have a hysterectomy at 28. I was very depressed. And then I was losing friends left and right to other companies because they didn't have belief anymore. But Jessica did. Jessica saw people leave. She didn't understand because she was sold out on Plexus. Like she said, she had lost 50 pounds from our products, and it helped her with so much more than that. And I'll never forget her messaging me and asking me to be her best friend and saying, you know, you got to turn your light back on. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, did I not pay my bills? Like, I was so confused. And she was like, no, silly, like your light, like your heart, you need to turn your light back on. She goes, Emily, you've been so dark for so long, and people look to you for light. And, you know, at the time, I'm not sure what her faith was in Jesus, but let me tell you what, I've watched it change over the last couple of years. And I honestly feel like that's why I have Jessica in my life, because my job at the end of the day is to shine Jesus's light. Yes, I want you to be healthy and I want you to take your Plexus, but I want you to know Jesus. And so she reminded me of that. And just a stranger on the internet who is actually a part of my team has become a dear friend of mine, did remind me to turn my light back on. And because I did that and I started showing up on Facebook Lives again and talking to you guys again, you guys were like, oh, she's back. We're doing this. Okay, saddle up. Let's go. And 18 months later, when 2020 happened and the whole world shut down, not only did this team develop 7 new jewels, but we flew well past diamond in points. We re-entered as a team. I will never forget y'all counting down with me to that. It was a big deal. That means our organization had well over 6,000 points. We have maintained that. We are doing that. And that is like so crazy cool. And we did it during a worldwide shutdown because Plexus is awesome and people prioritize their health now. I don't know that it took a worldwide scare, but they doing it and we have what they need. So that's why we show up. Okay. I love Jessica's story. Follow her on social media. Y'all have been getting on my Tuesday night Zooms. Y'all know how much I talk about her post and sharing authentically on social media and telling your same story every day with new adjectives. So we're going to talk about that tonight. Have y'all ever played the game? And this can be interactive. Use the chat. I like it when you talk back. You don't have to unmute yourselves. I know some of you get nervous, but you can talk back in the chat. Have you ever seen one of those games? It's usually like a road trip game. It's like a little notebook and it's called MadLibs. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Where you have to fill in funny words and then you read the whole thing out loud and then you like pee your pants because you laugh so hard. Do you know what I'm talking about? Give me thumbs up, head nod, something. Anybody? Can I get an amen? Okay. So that is what we're going to do tonight, but with your Plexus story. Back in the day when network marketing was just becoming $1 billion industry and sales guys were like kind of creeping into, you know, our side of things, because there's sales and then there's direct sales. At the end of the day, we are selling vitamins and clean skincare. Yes. Yes. Everybody. Yes. 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 It's not a trick question. Yes. At the end of the day, that's what we're doing. However, in direct sales, the reason why someone purchases from you is because they trust you, they connect with you because of a story you've shared about your own, you know, success, or because of the way you've marketed your story. If you are not talking about why you're using Plexus, why you ordered that one time, and now you think about it every day and you get on every Zoom call, but you don't order. I see you. I know who you are on this Zoom call. It's okay. You love it. You want to be here. We a family. It's okay. But you got to talk about it. If you don't talk about it, they don't know about it. And with social media and the way the algorithms work, you could talk about it every single day, and every day you would have a new audience. That is how much the Facebook robots change. That is how much the Instagram and TikTok robots change. If you don't show up and tell your story every single day, you ain't telling nobody. I love what Jessica said. She was like, if you think about your business as this little nonchalant side hustle, it's a nonchalant business. I ain't here to make nonchalant money. I got 3 kids and a daughter. Y'all know weddings be expensive. Okay. I also have a mom that I would love for her to retire early. I have things that I want to pay for and leave a legacy behind for my children. I know you guys feel the same way. And if you don't, dream bigger. What are you doing? Why are you chilling so much? It's my favorite meme on the entire internet. Why are you chilling so much? Turn off the Netflix and let's get to work. Okay. So we're going to talk about this business strategy. And yes, I'm bringing it to you on behalf of the MadLibs game. However, those sales guys I mentioned, They used to call it an elevator speech. Have any of you ever heard of that term before? What is your elevator pitch? What is your elevator speech, right? Whether it's with Plexus or maybe a different job. I mean, you could be a Domino's delivery guy and they have an elevator speech. They know the corporate specials. They know how fast they can deliver pizza to you. They know all the toppings off the top of their head, right? It's just having simple fun facts in place, knowing your purpose, knowing what you offer, knowing who you are. Because if you don't know who you are, and I don't mean like soul search here, I just like, who are you? Are you a mom? Are you not a mom? Are you a sister? Are you a daughter? Are you tired? Are you an alcoholic? Are you depressed? Are you overweight? Who are you? Those things don't mean that it defines you, but it's where you at. It's your season. So who are you? Here's who you are. This is the problem you're wanting to solve, and here's what I can offer you. So that's how they used to define elevator speeches. You have 30 seconds in an elevator. Someone says, hey, my name's John. What do you do for a living? How many of you freak out when someone says, what is Plexus, or what do you do for a living? I still do it to this day. I've been doing this for 8 years and I'm like, I don't wear a bra and I sell vitamins on the internet. Like, I freak out. Okay. I don't know how to answer people sometimes. I know it's ridiculous, but I panic. And then my husband's like next to me, like, she made $250,000 last year. Don't listen to her. Like, she's insane. Like, I want you to like dream big with me here. I want you to think about the income possibilities, because you open your mouth on social media and you get excited to help another person feel better. You get excited and you own your shame. And you're like, I used to wake up and drink Jack Daniels for breakfast, and now I'm drinking my greens. This is adulting. We have leveled up in life. That's the story I want you to tell. So when I use the silly example of MadLibs, what comes to mind when you think of that game? So I minimized the chat, so now I can't see what you're saying. Okay. When you're playing that game, the number one thing on there is adjectives. Does everyone know what an adjective is? It's a descriptive word, right? Okay. Just making sure we're on the same page. When you are thinking of your Plexus story, I want you to take the following words. I want you to take them out of your vocabulary. Okay. Number one, amazing. You're not allowed to say that word. Number two, awesome. Also not allowed. We forbid it. Okay. And lastly, great. When I think of Plexus, I don't think of amazing, awesome, or great. Some things that I do think that are overly used and are super network marketing, right? Or life-changing. That's a great adjective, right? But I don't want you to use those words. I want you to use the truth. How did you feel the day before you started Plexus? Were you angry? Were you tired? Were you wiping sleep out of your eyes? Did you stay in bed until noon? Did you quit your job because you were depressed? Did you find out you had postpartum depression? Were you suffering from chronic yeast infections? What happened before Plexus? Now, I'm not asking you to go to the internet and tell everyone about your yeast issues. I get that. It's private. But we can be descriptive and paint a picture of things that were going on, like saying, I had these mystery symptoms that were ruining intimacy with my spouse. That is what I mean when I say MadLibs, because you're not putting it all out there, but you're painting a picture and you're creating curiosity because someone else might be struggling with that and they're looking for answers and they think only a doctor can solve them. But here we have natural alternatives and options. Okay. So I want you to write this down for those of you that are taking notes. Here are 4 things to help you narrow down before you go and pick your fun adjectives. Okay. We got to narrow down what the goal is here. The goal is who you are, what you offer, what you want from them, and the problem you solve. My favorite part of those 4 things is what you want from them, because people aren't stupid. Just like when you're like, hey, I'm just following up, Sarah. They know what that means. That means, hey, Sarah, I'm just coming to remind you that you said you were going to buy something for me and you haven't yet. That's what that means. Okay. So when you go to message someone and it's what do you want from them? If we set clear expectations and we're very forthcoming with that information, then people know. One, they know where to find us, right? Like they know you're the gut health guy. They know. Okay. But make sure you're talking about the problems it's solving and not just your problems. Some of you are strictly here because of weight loss, and that's great. but a lot of people are here because of things related to gut health. Last week, we talked about Googling whatever mystery symptoms you've had going on for a while. And then next to that symptom, write gut health into Google. And you can pull it up and see so many different medical journals and articles and health practitioners and natural minded doctors that explain to you how it links back to gut health. That's why Plexus, we pride ourselves on being the gut health company. Okay. So identify the goal. You want to make a sale because you want to help someone fill in the blank with Plexus, whatever their symptoms are. So you ask great questions, right? 2 weeks ago, we talked about getting your ask in gear by asking great questions and continuing to ask. And that goes into leadership, that goes into getting new customers, and that goes into creating engagement on social media, right? So we got to identify the goal, lead with a compliment. If you have 30 seconds to have a conversation with someone about Plexus and they haven't initiated it, compliment them. You guys, the first 6 months of my Plexus business, I literally complimented women at Target like a weirdo. But that's how I met some of my customers. And then it started in Facebook groups because that's how I met other military moms like myself. And it just led with a compliment like, hey, I really like your shirt. Where's it from? And it led to a conversation. But next is explaining your solution. So for instance, if you're not here for weight loss and you are here for gut health, describing those mystery symptoms. Did anybody else on here wake up and all of a sudden you're allergic to outside? Anybody? I'm so thankful that I found this omega and this probiotic I can take every night at bedtime that really helps alleviate my symptoms. You know, and it's just a cute little picture of you crawling into bed with your little probiotic and your omegas like adults do because we need vitamins. Okay. You are super smart and you're super scientific, then maybe throw in a product fun fact. Maybe hit me with some facts that adds value to me, your audience. If I don't know your story, maybe it's the first time I found your profile for whatever reason. I know nothing about Probio 5. I've never heard of Plexus, but I do have allergies. I do feel like I'm allergic to outside. Maybe you're onto something. I'm now curious about what you're talking about. That leads me into offering value in general. When you show up on social media, and the reason why I brought up the elevator speech is because we live in a 4-second world. Whether it's on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, in person, you have 4 seconds to capture someone's attention. That's how busy and distracted the mind is from constant advertisements. Like that's why videos are all the rage in the algorithm, because think about how quickly you stop on a video. Whether it's some sexy cowboy shaking his booty, to a woman making fun of her kids in her laundry pile, to a cat riding a Roomba. You got 4 seconds and you were sucked in. Yes. I know I'm not the only one. Y'all all know what cowboy I'm talking about. Every single one of y'all. You better stop. Yeah, you shake your head. Yes. Okay. Y'all know 4 seconds sucks you in. You're like, oh, and I just lost 30 minutes of my life. Okay. What if someone lost 30 minutes of their life scrolling through your page because every 4 seconds that you had shared something, or it only took 4 seconds to capture their attention as they went through your posts or your videos or your Instagram stories or whatever platform you're using? If you lived life out loud and as a bright light to them, right? Don't be doom and gloom. I do not want to buy Plexus from you if it makes me feel like it's going to be doom and gloom. Hi, my name is Sarah and I'm just real tired all the time. That does not make me want to try your products. But if you tell me a story and you show me a picture of old Sarah, and then you show me a picture. Now, that's one of my favorite things that Jessica does, is she's constantly looking through her past, not to remind herself or shame herself, but to show her world the growth that she's been through, right? Because we have been through some stuff, all of us. We all have things. We all have our thing. But if we started talking about it a little bit more, it's so healing for us, but we can also help others. All right. Lastly, the product that I want to highlight as we wrap this up, I'm going to share some more things and some graphics to help you kind of narrow down your stories and your posts and your Plexus elevator speech. In the graphic, not in the graphic, I'm going to post a graphic in the recording of this in the team page. So for those of you like, I want more training on that, I have some examples for you, but I want to wrap this up as we talk about Plexus Ease. So Plexus Ease is the product we're going to cover tonight. It comes in capsules as well as a cream. Some really cool things and fun facts about Plexus Ease. Number one, it can be used as a digestive enzyme when taken with food. It's not just for aches and pains. A big no word that compliance doesn't like, as well as the FDA, is inflammation. So when you're talking about ease, make sure not to use that word inflammation. You can say things like puffy face or swollen or things like that, but we can't say inflammation. Inflammation is now considered a disease. Plexus does not cure, prevent, or we do not diagnose or treat diseases. Okay. Now, if you are in private and someone DMs you and they're like, I just have bodily inflammation. Absolutely. Yes. Have the conversation in private. I'm just talking about your public post if you're talking about Plexus ease. Okay. So some things to know about Plexus ease. I got to read my notes because I'm going to forget, and I only have like 5 minutes and I'm trying to get y'all out of here quickly. One of the main ingredients is our patented proprietary blend in the capsules. It's the New Zealand green lipped mussel. On the label, it will show up as ETAROL. Okay. It's a powerful anti-inflammatory that also provides benefits for cardiovascular system, your skin and hair, your immune system, and wound healing, AKA adrenal fatigue. The Maori people that lived on the outside coast of New Zealand, they would find the mussels, right? Just like in Texas, we go looking for crawdads and creeks here, but on the east coast of New Zealand, they're scooping up the lipped mussels. Well, scientists did some research and they discovered that people on the outer coast of New Zealand were less inflamed than those that lived in towards the city with more processed foods and grains. And so they continued to do that research and basically just found out that by incorporating that into your diet regularly, whether through supplementation or consuming them raw, you would be less inflamed. And so, of course, the Plexus scientists were all about that. And that's why it's a huge part of our patented blend. All right. And these studies have been going on for a really long time. Some other great ingredients are turmeric, however you say it. It's also a powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant. It increases heart and brain health and has also been shown to help treat depression. It has amazing pain relief benefits. Bromelain, most of you know as part of the pineapple. It is a protein digesting enzyme, and it has been used to treat a wide range of health problems, ranging from ACL tears, joint and bone pain, asthma, and autoimmune diseases, including IBS. It is so good for gut related issues because it soothes and relaxes tense muscles and tissues, including your large and small intestines. So this is a freaking fantastic ingredient. Lastly, serapeptase. It is one of the special ingredients. Like ProBio 5 has our 5 special enzymes. Well, serapeptase is the special ingredient in ease. Okay. It is used as a replacement for NSAIDs. I don't know how to say, like, everybody says that differently, but anyways, often used to treat traumatic injuries like sprains. It can also help with getting plaque off of your arterial walls, uterine fibroid tumors, which if you've ever heard my personal testimony with my 3rd pregnancy, I am living proof of that. My tumor did not grow beyond the size of a softball when I was told it could be the size of a watermelon during my pregnancy. And then it shrunk after the fact as I continue to take ease. Another great thing about serapeptase is it's great for psoriasis, allergies, rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis, IBS, Crohn's disease, UC. There's so many great ways to supplement with that. All of these are found inside of ease. It is seriously not talked about enough. I might have to cover nerve next week because I feel like nerve is a second one that people don't talk about enough. But Plexus ease, it's smelly, it smells funky, but let me tell you what, keep it in your fridge, take it with you slim, hold your nose, whatever. It's magic. Okay. It's one of my favorites. I start my day every morning with hydrate, ease, and metaburn. So a little focus, a little fat burning, a little bodily inflammation reducing, and then of course, hydration from Plexus Hydrate. I think that it's great for people in the gym as well as people losing weight that are overweight and have bodily aches and pains. My favorite way to display and show off Plexus Ease is side-by-side selfies. So if you have followed me for a while on social media, you will know that is one of my favorite things to post. It's like, look how fat my face was. Okay. I talk about it all the time and it wasn't even fat. Yes, there was some weight to lose, but it's crazy. It was inflammation in my skin and my tissue. So I think that if you do not have ease in your subscription, get it in there, try it out. It replaced ibuprofen, Tylenol, all the things in our household. We just don't use that anymore. You can also do a loading dose of ease. So for someone with chronic pain, for instance, Dale Mayo, he's a man ambassador on our team. He shared his health testimony in the team page the other day. He could not walk on Monday. All right. Like he basically tells this story. He goes, on Monday, I put my feet on the ground. I went back to bed. I was depressed. Every bit of him ached all over. By Thursday, his 4th day of using Plexus Ease, he did 6 capsules a day, 2 in the morning, 2 at lunch, 2 in the evening. By Thursday, he was up walking around. There was a noticeable water retention difference in his calves and his legs. He was no longer swollen. And that led to him being a nearly Ruby ambassador right after enrolling, because his story and that product helps so many people in his area. So if you have not heard his story, again, Plexus Ease, you guys, get it in your subscriptions, tell your parents about it, right? Our parents are only getting older. They need it. My mom loves it. She swears by it. Especially for those of you that know, she had 2 brain aneurysms and had brain surgery. They put the stent in and she had a crazy Frankenstein scar and bruise. And this side of her head was just so massively swollen. Her doctor had her on water pills that weren't doing anything. She started Plexus Ease, and y'all have seen the pictures. Not only did it help with her bruising, almost like how arnica helps. It's really bizarre. But from the bruising and the swelling alone, my mom has those pictures on her Facebook, Lori Lynn. You can go see them. They're also in our Plexus People and Products Facebook group. For those of you that want more information on Ease or testimonies about Ease, that is where you can find them. It's a fantastic product. Lastly, it comes in a cream. You can use it very similar to how people use BioFreeze or Icy Hot. Ours just doesn't have the chemicals and it smells better. I keep mine on my nightstand because every night before bed, I put it on my hands because I use my hands a lot. I'm on my phone, my computer all day. So I put it on my hands and then I use it on my knees because I'm getting older and I got bad knees. But it's a great cream. It's also great for sunburns, mosquito bites, menstrual cramps, and workout pain and soreness. Again, it's a great staple to have in your homes. And a lot of us forget that we have it as a Plexus product. So for more info on that, it's in the Facebook group. I love you guys. Thanks for jumping on with us. I'm going to end this in prayer and then y'all can have a great night. Okay. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for these awesome people. I love them dearly, and I know you put them in my life to change my life. And I can't wait to see how you use Plexus to boost their confidence and just help them personally grow, or maybe help them to know you more. Lord, please bless our businesses and bless our company. We have some amazing executives with a lot of change going on. I pray that you would just be the hand of the company and just lead the way. We know that you know our future and we trust you. We love you. Amen. All right, guys, thanks for getting on. I will post a recording here in a little bit with those amazing graphics to help you come up with your Plexus story. Y'all have a great